me start sharing again. Yeah, now yes,
Yes.
yeah. Now you have got to understand the concept over here, Krish. Now, how many objects do we have over here?
So we have four.
Four. And how many times have we written the accept this student method?
Once.
Once. So all these four objects will invoke the same method, right?
Sorry, your voice is not clear.
All these four methods will
Yeah.
invoke the same accept student method, yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
So this roll number belongs to which object?
Uh,
This
see,
S
S1.
name, this S name
Oh,
belongs to which object? This PER belongs to which object? Hello?
sorry, it wasn't all the students.
This RNO belongs to which object? It belongs to the object which is calling the method, which is invoking the method. So right now on line number 58, which method is invoking the method? Which object is invoking accept student?
S1.
So this roll number, this S name and this percentage will be for S1. Will play the role for S1. Am I understood?
Yeah.
If at a later point, if I say S2 dot accept student, now what? Now this roll number, name and percentage will be for
But these two were
S2.
evoked.
So we write a single method, but in that we write the data members of the class. So these data members will act on behalf of the object which is invoking the method. Am I understood?
Yeah.
Yeah, so remember this, always remember this. Whichever object is invoking the method, the roll number, name and percentage will be pointing to that object. Am I clear?
Got it.
Okay, so now if I say S1 dot display student, this roll number, this S name and percentage is of whom?
S1.
S1. If I want to say using S2, then
Then it's gonna be displaying all the information
then I will say
which
S2 dot display student. Make sense?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, very good. This is one of the things. Now, if I have to add, let's say in a batch we have 60 students. If in a batch we have 60 students, if I have to accept the details of 60 students, so what do I need to do? Make 60 objects?
Or if you make an array of 60.
So what will, do you think you should make 60 objects like this?
No, 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 I'm saying we can make an array of 60
Yeah,
students,
we
right?
can make an array of 60 students, right? Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
this, okay, I will just spend some time on this syntax over here. I want you to understand this. So yeah, we can break this into two line also. Okay, I'll just delete this at the moment. Okay, see, this can be written as this also, like this. Now what is the difference between these two syntaxes? Okay, yes, earlier we had done this, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Now my question is, what is the difference between these two styles? Okay, now many developers they use this style also. What this is doing is, this S1 is called as a reference. It's called as a,
Perfect.
so first what have we done? First what have we done?
You made the reference. then your
Okay, so this tells that S1 will always point to a object of which class? Student class. And with the new keyword, memory is allotted to the object. Memory is allotted when we have the,
new keyword.
so here memory is not allotted. Memory is, it is just a promise. It is just a promise that whenever S1 will point, it will always point to object of which class. And now here we have, now what is this? New student. This is the object of which class?
Comes to
And who is pointing to it?
S1.
S1. So like this also we can split it. Means create the reference and later on create the object and make the reference point to the object. Am I understood?
Yeah.
Yeah. But memory is allotted when? When is the memory allotted?
When you tell it to
Memory is allotted using the,
the new syntax.
yeah, is allotted using which keyword?
New.
Memory is allotted using which keyword?
The new keyword.
New keyword. Okay. So if I just do student S1, if I just do student S1 and say S1 dot accept student, this will not work. This will
There's no memory for it,
not
right?
work. Why?
Because there's no memory for it to allocate it for for students. I don't know if you're saying something, but I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah. So if I call S1 dot accept student now, it will show null pointer exception. What will it show?
Null pointer exception.
Because it is not pointing to any object, because memory is not allotted to the object. Am I understood?
Yeah.
So you want to try this? We'll see. So let's try this. Okay, I delete this. So student S1 and now I do S1 dot accept student and then later on I allot the memory. So at line number 55 it will throw an exception. So let's, we haven't saved this. Haven't we saved these programs? Okay, we've done it over here, right? That was just a backup copy for you. I had created a backup copy for you. So I want you to understand this. Now S1, right? Now can S1 call any method at this moment?
No.
Why no?
Because there's no memory allotted for it.
Yeah, now let's try this. So let's try. See over here. S1 might not have been initialized. Okay. So if I just for the sake of it, if I say equals to null, equal to null, it will still throw when I run it null pointer exception. What will it throw?
No. Pointer exception.
See, you see this?
Yeah.
What does this mean? That we have not allotted memory to that reference. That reference is pointing nowhere. That reference is pointing.
No.
So now what do I need to do first now?
Now allot memory. So yeah, use two.
Okay, can I say student equals to new teacher?
No.
No, because the promise is made that whenever S1 will point, it will always point to object of which class?
Student.
But now where is it pointing to?
Teacher.
So this is
I mean, isn't it just allotting memory for the teacher? So it wouldn't really matter.
like
I'm not. Sorry.
like we've told over here that whenever S1 will point to any object, that object must be of what type?
Student.
So now to make it practically possible, we have to do it like this. Am I understood?
I mean, but sir, I'm still confused. Isn't line 33 just allotting memory for the student or the S1?
See, okay, I'll just draw it to you. I'll just draw it over here. Do you see this canvas?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So whenever I just say student S1, what do I say? It is just a pointer. It is just a
Yeah.
pointer. This S1 is just a pointer. It is not pointing anywhere. It is not pointing anywhere. Okay. But it has made a promise that whenever it will point to which object?
Student.
And when I say new student, when I say what?
New student.
So now I have created an object. Now I have created an
Container.
Now I have created an object. Okay. So after new student, I get to create an object which has all the attributes of a student. What do we have over here?
Roll number, name.
Roll number, name, and percentage. So roll number, name, percentage. This has some physical address. This has some physical address where it is residing in the memory. Clear? Now we want which reference to point to this object. We want which reference to point to this object.
S1.
How do you want to access this object? By S1. So we will say S1 equals to. Am I understood?
Yeah.
So now we can access this roll number, name, and percentage with the help of the reference S1 dot roll number, S1 dot name, and S1 dot percentage. Have I understood?
Yeah, no, I get that, but I was just kind of a little bit confused as to what, if you were to do S1 is equal to new teacher, right? Would that spit an error or would
Yeah,
that
it would be an error because what have we promised over here? Whenever S1 will point, it will point to object of which class?
Student.
That is a promise which we have made over here. Now,
Yeah.
if it tries to point to another class object, like if it tries to point to a new teacher, then it is a compile time error.
So it will level more on this.
It will not allow it. It will throw an error that it will say that S1 was supposed to point to a student class object. You cannot make it point to a teacher class object.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Okay, so you can do it in 2 steps also. So normally people, what they do is just create the reference, and whenever they wish to create an object, they can create an object by just using the new keyword. So this also is possible. This is very much recommended. The reason we can use this is we can use the same reference for many objects. We can use the same reference for. Okay, so now let's say if this object is in LA, okay, for address, let's keep it LA. Now I create a new object in San Francisco. So I create a new object where at a new address 2000, and let's say it's in San Francisco. I can use the same reference to point over there also. I can use the same reference to point over here also. So I can just say same again. S1 equals to, so I'll just remove this. I'll remove this. So I can say S1 equals to, again, new student. So the same reference can be used to point to a different object, but at one time it can point only to one object. Am I clear?
Okay, yeah.
At any given point of time, the reference can point to only a single object. So you can keep on creating new objects and you can use the same reference pointing to those different objects. So earlier S1 was pointing to this object. Now the same reference is pointing to the next to the new object. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So
another question.
yeah.
Right, like we have to use a pointer, the S1 pointer, to get to the student object, or can we just directly call the student object?
Directly, if you just call the student, then how will you use it in the future context? So if I say just say new student, so new
Can we make
student
it?
means
I mean,
I have got an object with a roll number, name, and percentage,
yeah.
which is at some memory location. But if I want
Yes.
to access this, if I want to access this roll number 101 future in the future, how will I use it? So I need some reference to point over here. So with the help of the reference, I can locate it.
Because I was just thinking in like the same mindset, right? It was like you can just do student dot roll number, student dot name, student dot percentage.
You are
Would
trying to
that be allowed?
access, but that will be only to a single object, right? What if you are doing to multiple objects? So if you are telling me to use student dot roll number, which student is this pointing to? As per
The
you.
first one.
So because as I told you, one class can have millions of objects, right? One
Yes.
class can have millions of objects, yes or no?
Yes.
So which object is this pointing to?
The LAL.
Yeah.
Out.
But and if I want to use the San Francisco one, then
Okay.
so it's better that you make a reference point to each object, like this which we had made over here previously.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you see them? So these four are the references. So whenever I want to use the third object, I can use it S3 dot roll number, S3 dot name, S3 dot percentage. Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
So we have a reference pointing to each object.
Yeah.
So we can create the reference individual and the object later on. That's also possible. Okay. That was first point of today's discussion. Next, I want to know if I have a batch of 50 students. Do you think I'll be creating 50 references?
No, it'd be,
That will look very silly, right? So what do we do in such case?
make an array of pointers.
Make an array of objects. Array of.
Object.
So this is a single object. Yes or no?
Yeah.
And this is an array of
50 object.
50 objects. Now how do we create this? Now understand this. Okay. So we'll start with a simple number. Let's start with simple number 3. So now what is this?
3 objects.
3 objects. Okay. So if this is my student class having attributes as integer, roll number, string s name, and double percentage. Okay. If this is my class, blah blah blah, the methods also we have, except student is one method and display student is one method, right, as of now?
Yeah.
Okay, now, okay, this is the class and my class ends over here. Perfect. Now if I create an array of student, let's say student, I name the array as a batch of students, right, of size
Yeah.
size size 3, right? How many students are there?
3.
So this will create me an array of size
3.
yes, right?
Yeah.
This is which index?
0.
So this is batch of, and the beauty with array of objects is your class will not change. The class will remain as it is. Whatever will change in main. Will change where? In the main method. Okay, so and what is this? So this is
That
my
one.
this is my reference now. So if I want to point to this, I will say batch of 0. If I want to point to this, I will say batch of 1, and over here batch of,
Two.
right. Over here also we have a student. So over here also we have roll number, S name and percentage, and here also we'll have roll number, S name and percentage,
Yeah.
and here also we'll have roll number, S name and percentage. Am I understood? Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now what you have to understand over here is we'll have to use the new keyword twice. New keyword how many times in the program?
Twice.
Twice. I'll show you why. Twice. Once for the array. Once for the
Correct.
once for the array, and second time for each object. Whenever we will create an object, we will use the new keyword. So object is created. Object is created. Okay, okay, okay. First, let's do it this way. Now, let's say there's a father and he has 3 sons, and he has bought a land for his 3 sons. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, and he's done the what do you say, the barbed wires is, and he's in that land, he's done the demarcation for each son. Okay,
Yeah.
so if it was a 3,000 square foot plot,
Each one is 1,000.
each one is getting how much?
1,000.
1,000 square foot, right? So 1,000 square foot for sun 1, 1,000 square foot for sun 2, and 1,000 square foot for sun 3. Am I understood?
Yeah.
Now when this land was purchased, a new document was made, yes or no?
Yes.
And the day this document was signed, there was celebration in the house because we had purchased a new property. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this document is of for the land, right?
Yeah.
So one documentation for the entire land
Three.
of 3,000 square, right? Okay. Now when the first son, when he wants to make his house over here, if the son wants to make his house over here in this land, he will make his new house. So new, yes or no?
Yes.
So here I'll be having a new student. So this new student is getting memory from where? From this existing land, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just show you a code over here, we'll understand this better. So whenever you are doing array of, in the class will not change. What will not change?
Class will change.
Class will not change, class will be as it is. Okay, now I want an array of three students. So what I do, and what have I named the array as?
Batch. Yeah.
And size of the batch will come over here. Is this understood?
So would we push the size of the batch after the batch word?
Yeah, this is, yeah, no, this is just to indicate it is an array. So if I had a single object, I would do it without the parentheses. I would just do it like this. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
But if I have multiple objects, how will I do it? The class name, and as batch is an array, so you have to show it as it is an array, yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
And after the new, it gives memories. What is the size of the array?
Three.
3. So now this is the situation of our program, right?
Yes.
Okay, now how many students objects can I store in this?
Three.
3. So I can run a for loop over here now.
Yeah.
Index starts from 0, ends at,
Plus. And plus.
make sense? So
Yeah.
this loop will run how many times?
3.
3 times. In the first
Yes.
iteration, what is the value of I?
0.
0. So the first student which will be stored where?
In batch 0.
Batch of 0, and 0 is in which variable?
Batch.
Batch of I, yes or no?
Yeah.
And batch of I, what is in batch of I? New.
Student.
So this will create the object, and the reference will be the this will be the reference. So if whenever I will use the roll number, whenever I will point to the roll number of this, I will say what? Batch of 0 dot roll number, right?
Yeah.
And whenever I'll use the name, I'll say batch of 0 dot s name and batch of 0 dot percentage. Have I understood?
Yeah. I just
So
have another question. You can go back to the code one second.
yes.
In the previous method, we just did like student batch, right, to
Mm-hmm.
start, and we did the initialization that batch is equal to new student,
Mm-hmm.
right? So can we do the same thing
For the previous example, for the S1,
for just student batch as an array
yeah,
or as
student
one
batch as
line,
an array, yes, okay.
right? So like we just did it simply, right, and then we did the initialization. We did the memory allocation afterwards. So can we do the same thing here and not have like the in line 33 the is equal to new student with array 3? Can we remove that and just do the
No, no.
initialization?
Unless and until you allocate memory to the array, it will not work. What you can do is you can split this line into two. You can say like this, that I have a student array by the name batch, and later on whenever you wish to allot memory, you can do it
I
like
get
this.
I get it. You're then first then
And whenever you
having
wish to
memory
allot
for the
memory, you
array
can do it like
and
this.
you're allocating memory for all. Yeah. I think I get it. Like
Yeah, yeah. This is
correct me
what
if
you
I'm
can do
wrong,
if
but
you want to do it later on.
yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in we're basically initializing the array, setting the memory allocations for it first, and then we're setting memory allocations and the pointer values for each of the like array segments.
See, this line number 33 is just telling that we have a batch which is an array. What is this? We have s1 as a single
Yeah.
variable, right?
Yes.
And s1 will always point to which class object?
Student
Student. Similarly, what we have here now, this is
batch.
an array of students by the name
Batch.
batch. Now I have not given any size to it, right?
Yes.
So whenever I plan to allocate memory to it, I will give the size over here, like new and the size, and then who will point to it? The batch will point to it.
Yeah. I get
Yeah.
that.
So you can do it in two steps, or if you want, you can just do it directly like this. Making
Right.
sense? And
Yeah.
now we have to make one object. Now what is this new student doing?
It's initializing the
Is
memory
creating
allocations
an
for each
object. And who is pointing to that object?
batch.
Batch of
I.
I is
0.
so batch of 0. So if I have values 101, Alice and 78.5, how will I refer them?
Batch 1, sorry, 0. And then dot row.
Getting the point?
Yes.
So like this I can refer them with their reference.
Yeah.
And once this loop finishes, I will have the object for 0, for 1 and for 2. Have I understood?
Yes.
Okay, now this will just create me a plain object, right? But if I want to put some values into it, what do I need to call which method?
First.
So what do I do over here once this is created? I will
S1
say
batch.
batch of
I.
I dot
1 accept.
beautiful. So once this loop finishes, I will have three objects accepted, right? And if I want to display them, I can bring one
Then
more
you
for loop
add
and just display them all together. Am I understood over here?
Yeah.
So it is. So now if I increase the size of to 300 means I can show 300 students. Okay.
Yes.
But just let's do a practical on 3 for the meantime.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just rename it as student array so that you understand it. Okay. So I'll save it. I'll save it also. I was supposed to send you all the programs. I don't even have your email address, neither your WhatsApp number. So if you can share that with me, I'll just WhatsApp you the code or email you so you can practice it at home.
Yeah. That would
Okay.
be great.
So this is my compile successful. Now
That
if I
one.
run this, now for the first one, for the second one, for the third one, and accept and display them also together. Am I understood?
Yeah.
Is this making sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if in this I want to search for a particular student, whether there's a student by roll number 102, how will you check that?
Now, we use like another for loop to run through the array. Five.
And okay, so okay, let's go by your logic. So you're trying to say we'll create one more for loop. Okay, first what we'll do is we'll accept the number which we want to search. Yes. So we
Yeah.
can prompt the user enter roll number to search,
Yeah.
and let's take that roll number into s roll number, search roll number, and we can say sc dot. Okay, is this making sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, now what do we do?
And then inside of for loop, right, we can say that we can iterate through the batch dot roll number.
What we can do is we can create a new method over here, new function by the name search. Okay, and which will accept the argument as roll number. Now tell me, so what have we done over here? Made a method by what name?
Roll search.
Search. And what is that method accepting as an argument?
An integer.
Integer. So how many times will I call this search method?
3 times.
3 times. So here I have called it 3 times with each object, yes or no? And what do I need to pass it as an argument?
And it as SR.
Okay, now this srno is coming into this srno, yes or no?
Yes.
Now what do I compare now? So now in the first iteration, now this is where you have to understand. If you can understand this concept, you've come a very long way. So if you can understand this concept, now in the first iteration, which reference is calling the function?
Batch 1. Batch 1.
Batch of
0.
0. So whenever I will say roll number, it will be pointing to whom?
101.
Whenever I will say over here in this function roll number, this roll number will be for whom? For the reference which has invoked the method, right?
Yeah.
So in the first iteration, who has invoked it?
That's roll number 101.
Batch of 0, right? So whenever I say roll number over here, it will be roll number of batch of 0.
Yes.
And I need to compare that with whom?
SR.
So this is what I wanted you to know. Perfect. So if roll number is equal to,
SR.
what will we say?
Then we output the information for that.
Found. Student found, yes.
Yes.
Student record found, we can say. Okay. What if it is not there? Will I put a else over here and say not found? What do you think so?
Yeah.
Is it? Are you sure?
Um,
Will I put a else over here and say not found? Will this is this technically correct? Is this
yes.
logically correct?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Or we could do like else if.
No, no, no. See, I'll tell you. I'll give you a example. This else will not be over here. Don't write the else over here. Reason? I'll tell you the reason. See, uh, in your living room you have three drawers. What do you have?
Here goes.
Three drawers. Okay, and you go down to your parking and you're checking your pocket for your bike or your car keys, and you don't find them in your pocket. You call home and you tell your mom, please check in the three drawers whether my keys are there. She just checks in the first drawer and she says, no, the keys are not there. What will you say?
We'll check in the next one.
Yeah, if the key is in the third drawer, then so
Yeah.
unless and until she has checked all the three drawers, she cannot say found or not found. Okay, if she finds it in the first drawer, she can say found. Yes or no?
Oh, true. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what
But
you're saying.
not found, she cannot say unless she has searched all the three drawers.
Yeah, makes sense.
So found, she can say anytime when she's found it. If she found in the second one, she can say found. But
Yeah.
not found, she cannot say unless until she has searched all the three drawers. So what if we are searching for 103? What if we are searching for?
Then it's gonna have to go through
Yeah,
back
so
to
what as per your logic, is 103 same as 101?
yeah, no.
So it would go in else, it would go in else, right? As per your logic.
Yeah, but then
And say what? But we don't want that, right? So when will we say not found? Tell me.
after you run the all of the
Yeah,
like
correct. So
function.
what we will do is, what we can do is,
Can I make a suggestion on what we could do?
yes,
So maybe we could like not sure how you return. Can you return values?
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. We'll just return a value. So we'll say int, this function will return an int value, and we'll say return 1. What will we say?
Return one.
So whenever it finds, what will it return?
If it returns one, then in the for loop
1.
we just
And
say
then here, what we can do is, we can accept that 1 over here, right? And then we can check if the value of n is 1 means what?
then print that you do stuff. Or
And do we need to search further? If she finds the key in the first drawer, will she search in the second drawer?
then you can exit the loop.
Yeah, we can break. So what you can say is record found, and what we can do is we can break the loop, right? No need to search further.
Yeah.
So what we can do is you break the loop, okay?
Yeah.
And this closes your, so this is your if, this is your for. Now when do we say not found?
Then after that you can do it else and like after the for loop.
No, no, you can't put a else over here also, because if it doesn't
Else if
return a 1, so whenever it returns a 1, after this for loop finishes and I don't have an n as 1, we can say not found. After the for loop finishes and we don't have an n as 1, what we can say?
not
See, if we are found anytime, the n will become 1, yes or no?
yeah.
If the n has not become 1 and the entire loop has exhausted, means
Then we don't have it. No.
then we have not found it. So we can say, or simple Or let's make it more simple. Let's make it more easy. When will this loop terminate?
What after running 3 times?
What at what iteration of I? What is the value of I?
Two.
No, 3. Because 2 is less than 3.
It'll stop at iteration of three. Yeah.
When will the loop terminate naturally?
Three.
3. So if my I has come till 3, because see, whenever I am getting the number, I am breaking that, right?
I see what you're saying.
So if I find at 1, I'll break at 0. If I find in the second drawer, I'll break at 1. If I find in the second drawer, I'll break at 2, right?
Yeah.
But if I have come all the way till 3 means,
Then you have not found it.
yeah, so just check, put the condition over here. If I is, so if she has reached at the end of all the 3 drawers and over here she is, means
She has not found the.
she is not found it, right? So if we have, because whenever we are finding it, we are breaking it, right?
Yes.
So this is what you can apply over here. Is this making sense to you?
This makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. So enter roll number to search, then that comes into the SR number. Then we have taken n over here. We are calling the search function that many times, passing SR number as argument. SR number is going over here, and whenever now this roll number is of for what? This like roll number on 28, line number 28. What is this indicating? Whichever object is calling it, it is pointing to the roll number of that object, right?
Yeah.
So in the
Yes.
first iteration, it is being called by
Batch one.
batch of 0. So this roll number will play the role of batch of 0's roll number, right?
Yeah.
And whenever this matches with this input data, it will return a 1. This return will come into which variable?
It'll come into n.
N. If n I will say is equal to 1, I will say record for and I will break.
Yeah.
And this break, so this will never be true because it is breaking in between, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's try to run this. Let's try to run this and see what happens. Oh my. We didn't import student. Didn't we import scanner? We haven't imported scanner. We haven't created an object of scanner yet. So we have it in on. See, this scanner, this is called a scope of a variable. What is this called as?
Scope of variable.
This SC is scope is restricted only to these curly brackets, right?
Yes.
Outside this, no one knows this SC. So if I wanted to use in main, I have to make an object over there also. Am I understood?
Yeah.
Now I can use this SC over here also. So I again compile it.
Because we have done it outside of all the classes, and
Where?
so it would have been a bit. So if you scroll up, we have done it before all the classes, just like initializing the. So like if you put line 10 in position or like after line 1, right?
Line no. Whatever objects creation happens should happen within a function. Within a, you can't have a code written outside the function. So whatever coding has to be done, it needs to be done within some function. This will not help.
Yeah. So
So
you have to import the class, right?
yeah, so you can either import it or you can either write a fully qualified name, whatever suits you better. So if you want to import it, what you can do?
Yeah. Java.util.scan report.
Dot.
Scan.
So if you are doing this over here, then we can eliminate this part also. Okay, have we written extra parentheses anywhere? Now
And
let's
then
say
like for loop around
void main this for loop, if closes, for loop closes, and this method closes, and class closes, right? Okay,
yeah.
what it is showing? Line number 32 it is showing. Line number 32. Here, if this is for the if, this is for the function. Yeah, function. This is for the class, right?
Yeah. So what is the error, sir?
It says I.
Single
Okay,
line.
I is not declared. Okay, okay. This I has a life only within this bracket, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So what do
Yes.
we need to do?
Initialize it outside so you can do like
Yeah, you can do
another
it.
line.
Oh yes, clear. That is called a scope of video. That is called as.
Scope error.
So let's try to see if this errors are gone.
Should be.
Okay, line number 33, missing return statement. Okay, this return we have given in a if, right?
Line 33.
We have given it in a if, right? So this if is a conditional return, right? So it may or may not go into the if. So it is
Yes.
telling. What if it doesn't go? Then what will you return?
So then, return null or
Return
zero.
0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
Let's give the numbers 101. Alice 40%. 102. Then 50%. 103. Charles 60%. Now tell me, which employee do you want to search for?
104.
104. Will it be there?
No.
Record found?
No.
Record found. Oh, sorry. Krish.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Got it?
Yeah.
Compile and run again. 101. Alice 80. 102. Ben 90. 103. Charles 98. Now tell me.
104 again.
104. Clear?
Yeah.
Now if you want to search for, let's just give simple names.
And then we can also just like run the search thing inside of for the until numbers stuff,
Yeah.
right?
So now we have 11, 12, 13, right? I should search for 12. Correct?
Yes.
Understanding it? How array of object works?
It's all making sense.
Yeah, this is making sense to you, right? So today we have done references and array of objects. Okay. Next
Yeah.
topic we'll do today is static. What are we doing next topic as?
That.
Static. So static is under four branches. You have static data, static method, static block, and static. So it is associated with four categories. Static. Clear?
But
Okay.
they're also static variables too, or
Yeah, this is static variable, static data. Okay, data means variables.
or
Now, static means shared. Static means
yeah, shared.
shared by all objects of that class. Shared by
All objects of that class.
particular class. Okay. So, if let's take the student class only. If you are the first person to enroll, so what's your roll number?
One
One. And name?
Krish or
Krish. And now if I ask you, Krish, there are how many students in the class? What will you say?
how many students are in my class?
Yeah. So if I ask you what is the strength of the class, you're the only person in the class. What will you say? Strength
One.
one. Okay. See, real world example of static data is like if in a house we have mom, dad, and son. So mom
Yeah.
has her own pair of dresses. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
Uh, dad has his and son has his. Yes or no?
Yes.
The mobile phone. Mom has her own, dad has his own, son has his own. What about the Wi-Fi at the house?
That's shared between everyone.
That is shared between all the three. So if dad changes the Wi-Fi password, it changes for son and mom also.
Yes.
So this is called as static data. Even if a single object modifies it, it is modified for all the objects. Okay, and it is not to a particular object. It is for the entire class, right? So it is called as class level variable. What is it called as?
So that's no variable.
Why is it not called object level? Because it is not for an individual object, right? It is for the
Yeah.
entire class. Okay. Now one more student joins in. Okay. Let's say the Karthik joins in. So what roll number do I give Karthik?
Give him row number two.
Roll number two. And his name as
James one. Okay.
Karthik. Okay. Now if I ask you what is your roll number, what will you say?
One.
And if I ask you what is the strength of the class, what will you say?
I would say two.
2. So if it changes for all. If it changes for. So this is your static data. Am I understood?
Yeah.
If it changes for. So if I ask Karthik what is the strength of the class, what will he say?
We all say two.
Yeah. So this data is shared by all the objects, right? Okay. And static data by default is
Yeah.
initialized to 0. Static data by default is initialized to what?
Zero.
0. Now let's do a program on static, and it is prefixed by the static keyword. It is prefixed by the. Can I make roll number as static? Can I make roll number
Uh,
as static?
yes.
No. Will all the students have the same roll number?
Yeah.
Will all students have the same roll number?
No.
Then it can't be static.
Yeah.
Can I make name as static?
No.
Person as static?
No.
Can I make strength of the class as static?
Yes.
Because if in a class we have 60 students, if I ask roll number 7, what is the strength of the class? What will he say?
You'll say seven. Or however you say.
60. If I ask roll number 49, what will he say?
60.
Okay. So whenever I am accepting a student, I am incrementing the strength. I am incrementing the. So whenever this function will be called, the value of strength will be incremented. What is the default value of strength?
Zero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me. Now I want you to trace the output. Okay. I'm saving
Okay.
this code also for some reference. Maybe I'll share it to you sometime later. Okay. Now I am. Okay. I'll just get rid of all this stuff. We'll come back to the previous example which we had started with. Okay. So
Yeah.
now tell me, yeah, how many objects? How many objects?
Three.
3. Now if I call s1 dot accept student and s s2 dot accept student and s3 dot accept student. Tell me, if I say s1 dot display student, what will it display me?
The output
The roll number, name and percentage of the.
plus one's
Okay.
but
Okay, I also want to display the strength of the class. I also want to display the.
string
So display strength will display what?
size of the class.
Total number of students in the class are, right?
Yes.
Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I accept the first student, I enter record as 101, Alice and 60. And for second, I enter 102, Ben and 70. For third, I enter 103, okay, Charles and 80. Now when I say S1 dot display student, what is the output you're expecting?
Blind teachers.
Roll number is 101, student name is Alice, percentage is 60, right?
Yes.
Okay, if I call S2 dot display, what are you expecting?
Then 102, then 70, and then S3 is going to be 103 each,
Okay.
or 80.
If I call S1 dot display strength, what are you expecting?
3.
Very good. If I call S2 dot display strength,
Same deal.
right? And if I
Yeah.
call S3 dot display strength,
Yeah.
you still get,
Yeah.
right? Are you getting this point?
I get that, yeah.
Yeah, very good. And this function display strength is accessing which variable?
String.
Strength is what type of variable?
Static variable.
Apart from this variable, is this function having access to any other variable?
Sorry, what was that your voice?
Apart from accessing the strength variable, is it accessing any other variable like roll number, name, percentage?
No.
So such methods can be made as static. Can be made as static methods can access only static data. Can access only.
Yeah.
And initially, remember what is the golden question?
Why do we create class?
What is the answer for that?
Create objects for the class.
And what is the silver question?
Wait, I had that down. So,
Why do we create an object, right?
yeah, what do we create objects? Wait, wait.
What is the silver answer?
To create it variable.
So that we can call methods of that class using the object, right?
Yeah.
Why did we create S1? So that using S1 I can call the method of the class, right?
Yes.
So to call the methods of the class, we have to have compulsory the object of the class, yes or no?
Yeah.
Static method is an exception. You can call the static method even without creating an object. Even without creating an directly with the class name, directly with the. Now what will be the value over here? Have there been any object created? So what will be the output over here?
Um,
0, right? Because it will show total number of students are 0, right?
yes.
Because by default, what is the value of static variable?
0.
0. So we have not incremented the value yet. Value is incremented where? In which method?
The exception.
And we haven't invoked accept student yet. Yes or no?
Would be 0.
So what will it show?
0.
And then once we invoke them, it will show you 3 3, right? Okay, if I invoke
Yes.
it over here after second student, what will it be? Tell me.
Would be 2.
If I invoke over here with S1, what will it be?
3. 2.
2, right? So if I ask S1, it will be 2. If I ask S2,
Same thing, 2.
2. Yeah. So are you getting the hang of static?
Yeah.
So like this. So okay, let's try to run this code and tally with our output. Now 101. See, you see this? Students are 0.
Yeah.
See here 2 2.
Yes.
Do you see? 101 Alice, 60, 102 Ben, 80, 103 Charles, 90 and 333. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can access the static data directly with the help of the.
Uh, Static. Uh,
So okay, and static data will have access only. Static method can access only what?
Static variable.
So if I try to display the roll number or name over here, will it display me?
Probably not.
If I say over here, will this work? What do you say? Display strength is a static function.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Display strength is a static function, and static function can access only.
Static variable.
And what is it trying to access? At line number 31.
I can either just normal
So
variable.
there should be an error at line number 31. I am forecasting an error for line number 31. Here you go. Line number 31, what it says? Non-static
Not
variable roll number cannot be referenced from. Okay?
yeah.
Okay. Now, okay, this was done. Now tell me, is my integer z static?
Not as of right now.
So can it access it or will it throw an error?
I mean, it's initialized inside of it, so maybe it can, but I'm not 100%.
Yes, it will. Inside variables may or may not be static, but outsiders have to be static. Am I understood?
Yeah.
So whenever you're using anything outside the class, that has to be static. Am I understood?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'll do a. Now, how many static methods are there in this file?
What? Just one.
Are you sure? Line number 48.
Number 30.
Line number 48.
And if you scroll up, there's like, yeah, that's one.
So how many static methods do we have in this file? How many?
2.
Which all?
Line 29 and
Line
48.
28.
48 and 48.
Okay. Now 48. Main is static, yes or no?
Yes.
So main can also access only static variables from outside, yes or no?
Just static, yeah.
Okay. Now if in main I want a scanner variable, if I want a what? Can I use this scanner SC over here in main? Can I use it
Here,
in
yes.
main? So if I want
On
to
main,
accept, huh?
no, you cannot.
Why no?
I mean, it's within a class, so I would assume that you can access things
Yeah,
within the same
even
class.
this was within a class. Even percentage is within the class. Percentage was not outside the class.
Okay,
Roll number was also within the class. It wasn't outside the class. Is roll number outside the class student?
no, it's within the same class.
But was it allowed?
Yeah, it wasn't allowed. No.
It wasn't allowed, right? So here, what should happen over here? If I try to use sc dot next int over here, what do you think should pop up over here? If I say integer m equals to, what should be the problem? If I try to do this, will it work?
You can't. I'm still gonna guess it works because it's not within another method.
No, see, it will not work because main is what? Main
Static.
is static. Anything outside main, if you want to access within main, have to compulsorily be,
Static.
so you have to do this. Am I understood?
Or yeah.
Okay, let's try this. See, got it?
Yes.
What?
It's non-static variable, so it cannot be.
So now what do I do to resolve this now? What do I do to resolve this?
Yeah. It's add static.
Sorted?
Yes.
So this is what is static data static method, understood?
Yeah.
So static data is shared by
I get
all the objects of the class. Only a
it. So
single copy of static data exists for the entire class.
single
Only
copy.
a single copy of the entire static data exists for the whole class, right?
Yeah.
Like only a single Wi-Fi exists for the entire house.
Yeah.
If any object modifies the value of that static data, it is modified for the entire, for all the objects also, right? And
Yes.
static method is that method which can access only static data of the class.
Yeah.
And locally it can have any data what it wishes to. Locally you can have anything. And
Yes.
static method can directly be called with the help of the class name without even creating objects, right?
Yeah.
That is why main is static, because we don't create a class. Do we do student main array s1 equals to new student main array? Do we do that?
No.
So the function which can be called even without creating an object is called as static method. Okay, understood so far?
Yeah. Understood.
Okay. Now third thing, which is the first function which is executed when a program is run?
First function is going to be the display string.
Which is the first method which executes when a program is executed?
But student display string.
Which one?
Student display string.
No, we always main method is executed first. Which method?
Yeah.
So in main, what is the first line I've written?
Hi, Krish.
So now when I run this program, this will be the first line which will be displayed, because the
Yeah.
first method which is executed is which method? Do you see?
Yes.
If you wish to execute any code even before main, if you wish to execute any code even before main, you can write that code as a static block. So just write static with followed by parentheses. Now tell me what will be the output of this program.
By Krish, different Krish.
What will it print first? Hi Krish or bye Krish?
By
Bye, because static block is a block which is executed even before
me.
main. So if I compile this, I save it. Which one is ours?
I think all of them are. They're all the same.
Okay, okay. Compile. And now when I run this, what do you think will be the output? Do you see that?
Yeah. By and then.
Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
So what is static block?
That static parts are going to execute before the
Yeah. It
main
is
function.
used to initialize the static variables. What is it used for?
The initialize static variables.
So whatever static variables you have in the class, you can initialize them. By default, it is initialized to.
Static.
By default, a static variable is initialized to 0.
Static. Zero. Yeah.
So if you want to initialize to any another number, you can do that within the static block. So if let's say in a class we have static integer temp. Now what is the default value of this temp?
Zero.
If I wanted 100, what do I do?
Then you can do that.
So I can initialize them using a, and if I go and print over here temp, what should it print me?
100.
100, right?
Yeah.
So static block generally is used for, you see this,
Yes.
because I am printing it. I'm, so because it goes over here, executes this and then starts with over here. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the third type of static block. Understood?
Yes.
Now what is the fourth type of static?
Before.
What is static import? Any guesses?
It's a whole different kind of import.
Yeah, what does it do?
No.
Okay, I'll just give you a glimpse of what static import does. Okay, so I'll just give you an example. Okay, we have a class by the name math in Java. Which class?
Map.
By the name of
Map.
math. Okay, and math is in which package? Is in lang package. Which package?
Away.
Lang, and lang is auto import. Yes or no?
Yes.
Let's confirm this. Package name of math class in Java. So which package is it in?
Away.
What is the package of Java or lang? Right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I want to use this math class, it has a lot of functions related to a mathematical calculation like logarithmic and sine, like trigonometry, sine, cos, tan, lot of
Yeah.
methods it has. So it helps me to do my mathematical calculations. So one of the method I'll take example is abs. Which what is the function name?
Absolute value,
So
right?
what does this give you?
The absolute value of
Means,
like any number. Like if it's a negative value, then it turns it into a positive value.
yeah, negative is also positive and positive is
Also positive.
positive is also positive. It will also always give you answer in positive, right? This is used like if I want to calculate someone's age. So if I do current year minus date of year of birth minus gives me the age, yes or no? So if I say
Yeah.
22 and someone is born in 2000, what is his age?
It's 20.
But if I reverse this, what will it look like? Minus 22? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So that would be like 2000 minus 22, which is same, right?
Yes.
So what I can do is put this in the abs function. Put this in the, just give me the absolute value of this, right?
Yeah.
So if I want to use this abs function, which class do I need?
You need the math.
And this abs is a static method. Is a what?
Study.
Means I can directly call it with the help of the class name.
Yeah. Math.
Correct? And what will this give me? This will give me plus 2,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just take a small example and explain this, okay?
Right.
So, static import demo, okay? I'll just take the main class over here. So, what do I need? If I say import what? Java.lang dot math, not maths, it is math, okay? Math class.
Yeah.
So if I need to do something, what will I do? The class name with the function name, right?
Yes.
What will this display me?
True.
Sure.
I think you're missing a code bracket.
I've closed it.
No, no, like for the print. Print statement.
Where?
Print the print statement. You have two open brackets.
Okay,
One
okay,
closed.
okay, okay. Okay? Making sense?
Yeah.
Now, Java C static import demo. Correct? What will this output be? 2? Yes or no?
Yes.
So, but whenever I have to use this, I have to prefix the class name. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So we also have pi. We also have, what do we have?
Fine.
Pi. So in the math package we also have pi. So if I want to use pi, I always have to use what? So if I want to calculate area of a circle with radius 5, what will I do?
Math dot pi times.
Pi r square.
Yeah.
So the area of a circle with radius 5 is 78.5. What is it?
78.5.
So it should display me that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But I have to always prefix this class name. Yes or no?
Yeah.
If I do a static import, if I do a
Static import.
static import, I don't have to write the class name again and again.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Okay, so I do a save, do a compile. Okay, it's a import static, not static import. What is it?
Import static.
And
So I'm guessing static comes after the keywords, right?
yeah, so you just import static, and now what happened?
Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
cannot find symbol Uh, 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 yeah, static import only for classes and interfaces. One second, just let me check the syntax for it. Whether it is
Yeah.
static, static import in Java. Okay.
Yeah.
So just let's check the syntax for it. Okay, my Stack Overflow doesn't work on my Chrome.
You
I
can click advanced and go.
Yeah, I can, but it still doesn't go
Yeah, you can
because
proceed.
it then the UI tends to. Okay, nice. So what it does over here is so import static, right? You see there,
Yeah.
and you have to import the methods over here. What do you have to import the?
Method.
So you have to give a dot star. You just can't import the class. You have to import the methods. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is it? Import static. Import comes first, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now I do a save. Okay. Now compile, and now I do a run. Here you go. So I don't have to repeat the class name again and again. Okay.
That makes sense.
By using the static import. Clear?
Yeah.
So understood this? All these four things?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. It's 5:30. Anything else you want to have today? Any doubts you have in the previous session?
No, like I'll on my own, I will start reading through the code that you will send,
Mm-hmm.
and from that, if I have any questions, I'll discuss it with you on Thursday.
Yeah. You can take my WhatsApp number from Karthik because I don't want to bypass the hierarchy. I can share it to you right away on this call itself. But to maintain the professionalism, let's go via Karthik. Okay? And he shouldn't feel that I have breached the hierarchy in
No, I
sharing
understand.
or and exchanging personal details. So you can talk to Karthik if he is okay with it. In the next call, I'll give you my WhatsApp number. Then we can share the details on that. All these programs I'll share on that. And whatever doubts you have while practicing, you can WhatsApp me. Make sense?
Yeah, okay, and could you just do a quick rundown on like the sections that we covered, so I can just like read through that from like textbook I have?
Uh, Maybe I'll start recording these sessions and I'll post them on YouTube. You can go through them there over there. The entire session you'll get over there.
Okay, that works too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll record it and I'll post it on YouTube on my channel. Okay.
Just now, which like main topics did we cover?
We've covered classes, objects, and object references, static data, static method, static block, static import, array of objects. We've
All right.
covered this.
All right.
Okay, Krish?
And what's your YouTube channel? So I can maybe if you have anything else, I can have a look.
Just search for my name. Just search for my name. You want me to show it to you?
Sure, yeah.
Hello? Hello?
इसको नंबर नहीं दिया
अपन ने इसको उस पे लिखा।
कैसे पढ़ा था सर उसको
Yeah, Krish? There?
Oh yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Not right now.
Yes, no, maybe?
Not right now.
Not. Now?
Yeah.
Can you see this now?
I found your channel. I'm just looking through it right now.
This is my channel.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah, subscribe to this.
Perfect.
I'll upload your videos on this channel.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
इंटरनेशनल सर
Canada का ही है. नहीं, ये सिर्फ ट्यूसडे को और थर्सडे को आता है बस, 1.5 घंटा। वो जो बाथरूम के अंदर मिक्सर है, वो मिक्सर ही वही चेंज करना है क्या? तो क्या है उसका इलाज?